that you, the man, woman, boy, girl, old, young, the entity or being watching this video right now, do in fact possess superpowers, but to focus specifically on one power you possess in particular. But before I can let the cat out of the bag on your superpower, I want to first make sure we're on the same page as far as what is meant by the phrase superpower. Because when I hear it, I can automatically start to think of things like super strength, super speed, or being able to fly or something. And personally, I know if I came across a video of some dude telling me I could fly or had super strength all along, I would be slightly skeptical to say the least. So, I want to assure you that that's not exactly my intentions here. Here, when I say superpower, I literally mean super power. Super as in very good, pleasant, or excellent. And power as in the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. Another definition of power is a right or authority that is given or delegated to a person or body. Alright? So, to back up a little bit, the purpose of this video is to explain and express my belief in the concept that you, the entity or being watching this video right now, do in fact possess a very good, pleasant, or excellent ability to do something, and that ability is a right or authority given or delegated to your person and body. Alright? And now that we have an idea of what is meant by superpower, the particular power you possess that I keep alluding to is your very excellent ability and authority delegated to your person, or in other words, your superpower, to choose your perspective through a conscious mental effort. Now, I want to slow down for a second and kind of elaborate on what I mean by that, because if I just say your power is to choose your perspective, and the way you do it is through a conscious mental effort, I should be very clear on what that actually is, so it's actually very clear as to how to actually use the power. So, to understand the phrase or the terms conscious mental effort, we can break it into parts. The first part of the phrase is conscious. This means awake or aware. Okay. The next part is mental. This means of the mind or in the mind. And the last part is effort, which means to attempt or try to make happen. So, in order to choose your perspective, you must make an aware attempt in your mind. Not only to decide upon the perspective you prefer, but also to believe in that perspective and accept it as true. Now, perspective is extremely crucial because the way you perceive your environment will always dictate your actions and emotions. To illustrate this, I'm going to tell you a quick little story or give you a little scenario. So, imagine there are two identical fields, and in each field there is one man. In the first field, the first man looks around and says, "There is no one around as far as I can see. I can't hit anything doing anything, and there is nothing to do. This sucks." Meanwhile, in the other field, the second man looks around and says, "There is no one around as far as I can see. I can't hear anything doing anything, and there is nothing to do. This is paradise." Now, again, the two fields are completely identical, so if these two men are experiencing the exact same scene and situation, what is the difference that would cause one man to say it sucks while the other call it paradise? The difference is perspective. The two men in the story both analyzed their surroundings or perceived their environment, and based on their understanding of the elements of that analysis, made or dictated an assessment or conclusion. And different assessments or conclusions are equal to different actions and emotions. For example, the man in the first field's analysis of his environment caused him to make the conclusion, "This sucks." For example, the man in the first field's analysis of his environment caused him to make the conclusion, "This sucks," and he received the actions and emotions equal to that conclusion. When you're in a situation that you honestly feel sucks or that you honestly don't want to be in, do you feel happy and excited? No, you might feel annoyed, uninterested, maybe even sad. And these emotions directly affect your actions, whether it's in the form of your actual actions, your body language, or even your tone of voice. Now, the same concept applies for the man in the second field. His perception of his surroundings caused him to make the assessment, "This is paradise," and he received the actions and emotions equal to that conclusion, which we could imagine would be, he's smiling, experiencing euphoria, etc., etc. The two men got completely different actions and emotions only because they perceived their environment differently. But why are actions and emotions so important? Well, your actions and emotions are the key elements to who and what you are and will be in any given situation. Think about it for a second. People are judged based on their actions. Think about it for a second. People are judged based on their actions, based on what they do or their actions, and how they do it, which is derived from how they feel about it, or in other words, their emotions. If there was a person who was mean and disrespectful and hateful to everybody they ever met, and you went and asked all those people, who is that person? They might tell you, his name or something, but they would also tell you what they know and believe about him. That person is mean, that person disrespects, that person is not a good person. And if there was a person who was kind and loving and helpful to everybody they ever met, and you went and asked all those people who was that, they would tell you what they know about them. That person is helpful, that person is loving, that person is a good person. One becomes who they are based on their actions and emotions. So, if perspective really does dictate your actions and emotions, and all you have to do to change your perspective is make a conscious mental effort or an aware attempt in your mind, you have the power to dictate who you are presently and who you will be in the future. And that is your superpower. Alright? So, with that being said, I love you, and I'll see you when I see you.